Alright, cards are no longer white. Have loaded the correct deck list. So I get turn 2 Ren and 6, but not anything exactly to do with it. I'm still going to keep this hand. This one's a little, like, questionable in the early game, but will probably, like, really, really, really work out in the late game. Well, Maze of Ith is probably going to be pretty good against depths. Yeah, I'm not a good limited player, so I don't have the best feel for some things that I need to be doing, and my card evaluation isn't the best. I'm a little sad that I need to, like, play this Tranquil Thicket tapped here. And it's possible I should be greedier and not. But I think I just need to, like, guaranteed be able to do this Life from the Loam or Chalice of the Void on turn 2. I think that's going to be really key to my success this game. My whole deck is good against depths. Yeah, this Maze of Ith that I can hide in my hand until it's relevant is pretty hot. Oh, also, I shouldn't have played this. I should have just played Maze of Ith last turn because it tapped for black. Nice. There's my red source I needed to be able to kill this turn. And I do think I am just going to kill it this turn. Bob is a good magic card. Greater Stephen, I don't think we're anywhere near settling. You're playing another Bob right into my Punishing Fire again? Again? Although I might just, like, Abrupt Decay the Bob this turn. So I can go Abrupt Decay and Chalice on one. That seems very potent. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Green. Black. Getcha. So this feels strong. So the thing is, Luinol, that, like, pretty much anything that that Decay can hit, Punishing Fire can hit, like, with very, very, very few exceptions. I don't have white mana yet. Kez, it may not be that they're making questionable plays, it may be that they're making the plays that they are able to physically make. Alright, so let's get back Windswept Heath. Let's use it to get white, then play knight. Who claimed that Arcanist isn't good? That's, like, literally taking over the format. Yeah, it's exactly like saying Deathrite Shaman is bad. Alright, so we're playing against depths. Apparently a 70-30 matchup. In Swords to Plowshares, Last Hope, Vindicate, out, Punishing Fires, Teague, Scoos, Library. Connor says, this is a very good matchup. They have a really hard time with Knight and are very vulnerable to Wasteland and all your utility lands. Cards like Ren, Charm, and Last Hope clean up Safekeeper and Bob, and Vindicate is effective mana denial they can use to force the issue from stage if you have Wasteland backup. Plow's good insurance versus Merit Lodge, but don't be afraid to Chalice on one to shut off cards like Crop Rotation as well as their discard. The matchup took a small hit when we took out Ghost Quarter and Trophy, but you can still remove Needle with Blast Zone, and if you have an active Knight, it's hard to lose until they answer it. That'll make sense to me. Oh. I see. Alright, in 2 Swords to Plowshares, I forgot Golgari Charm. I said Charm, but I didn't put it in. Okay, it's Eternal Glory. Well, who said it was bad? I'm sure Bryant Cook said it was bad because he doesn't play decks where it's, like, impacted. This hand's great, by the way. Wilson said it was bad in Delver. Okay, but fine in Grixis control? Okay, as long as he doesn't think the card's bad. Because that's, like, very clearly not true. So I've got this Bob answered. I mean, it makes sense to me that Bryant would say that. Given what he's, like, doing with Legacy. Sylvan's crying, sure. Okay, they did praise it in Arkin's build. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I could trade the tree for Bob here. But I think I'm just going to Abrupt Decay the Bob. I think I need to keep making my land drops. I think I want to cycle this land. So I probably want Bayou to do that. Let's play Scrub. So I've gotten a card out of Bob. But that's acceptable. They used a Lotus Petal in order to jam him out a turn early, so like they're really just ending up about in the same place. A Vampire Hexmage. Oh man. Oh baby. Oh baby. I feel so dirty. I need a shower. Thank you for making my life easy, opponent. It is appreciated. Tom, I hope all's well. I've seen you. You've been streaming / being a guest on streams recently. I hope that process has been going well for you. So I can chalice on 1 to stop all like the crop rotation shenanigans. I can just like start Lily plussing them to Oblivion. So next turn, I'd like to Green Sun for Night, probably. So what's the best precursor of that? Probably Lily. It's like real close between Lily and Chalice. But I can Lily plus junk the Dryad Arbor to like grow my Knight for a turn down the road. And then I can probably... Alright, my opponent junked the Urborg. And then I can probably just plan on like junking the Chalice to a Lily plus. Nice. Nice. I can't like begin to describe how good of a draw that was. It's like they knew. It's like they knew. Loam confirmed, good deck. Stop it! You already killed their 2020 god from under the dark sea, and now you destroy everything else you love? You monster! Somewhat related, I've been doing the complete works of H.P. Lovecraft as an audiobook while I've been like working out and in the car and like packing and stuff like that. It's been really fun. Goblin Lackey, if you as the player don't mess up, the mana base isn't actually all that bad. Like, it still has problems, obviously, because, like, you're being greedy. But most of the time, like, you lose to the mistakes you make with the mana base. Report, yes and yes. Snap keep this one. Then have to hope that my opponent doesn't revoke my Mox Diamonds. Alright, they're not on D&T today. Miracles. I now get to decide how deep I want to go on turn 1. Definitely that. I think I want turn 1 Bob. I don't think I want to play a second Mox Diamond. Well, I have back to basics to consider, so maybe I do. Yeah, I could go like Mox Diamond, pitch Badlands, play Savannah, and then set myself up for like a very powerful turn 2. So I'll discard Badlands. I'm going to play Bob before playing the land out. So I did that backwards from what I said, what I like conceptually wanted to do. What I meant to do, and I just like started autopiloting, was I was going to play the Bob out before playing out the other Mox Diamond. And I'm going to play Big Boy out before Gaddock Teague. For basically that reason. Like, if I use a force or a removal spell and, like, the Knight eats it instead of the Teague eating it, that's a very great spot for me to be in. This turn, though, I am going to play the Teague out. Because next turn they can play Chase. So I'd much rather this be in play now. Alright, another Swords of Plowshares. No biggie. Alright, no Jace on an empty board is a boon for me. And I will just save that to throw it in the graveyard and make my Knight bigger. Let's do this before anything else. Loam is good. Not amazing, but good. So I will target all three. Because they're all going back. So, like, I cast the Mox Diamond. I'll use that to go ahead and discard my Maze of Ith. Would consider just keeping the Knight up to get Grove there. That's fine. 5's a solid hit. And I feel like once I had the Loam, I'm pretty likely to find a Grove eventually. But you might be right. I'm also not so sure if I'm supposed to just take a card or just, like, get the Loam back here. I think I'm just going to take a card and then use that to help me decide what I want to do with the Loam. I think I will dredge it here. So I'm going to Loam, get back Maze Thicket. Cycle that back. Or 3/3. I'll just take a natural draw there. All right, so you're setting up a Terminus. That's fine. I have Grove Punishing Fire. Hello and good luck. You're at 10. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. That is an expensive brainstorm. They can force to keep this alive, but is that a fight they really want to like try and do? I think I'll take a natural draw. I don't know, like loaming and just getting another Grove is pretty insane though. I'll take natural draw. That's great. That's great, great, great. It's also like very, very, very likely to resolve. So now I'm going to have like Dryad Arbor attack Jace and Punishing Fire. I don't particularly care about that. That's fine. Is that Jace that was revealed? Yeah, that was Jace that was revealed. Okay. That's fine. When the Lorax was talking about speaking for the trees, he was really just making sure the Dryad Arbor had a voice. That's my interpretation of that story, anyway. Ooze is cool. Attack Jace. Jace is dead. Do I just want to fire at Narset? I kind of just want to fire Narset down. Also, tiny misplay, but I should have untapped my Dryad Arbor at the end of combat so I could have one more additional green up. It's not very likely to matter over the course of the rest of this game, but, like, it is a mistake. So I only have one creature in my graveyard currently. None in my opponent's graveyard. It's probably time to take a dredge off the Loam now. Get some food for a hungry boy. Ooh, Knight of the Reliquary and Bob in there now. That is quite strong. So let's see if I can get my opponent dead this turn. It's very possible. Let's target Tranquil Thicket, a fetch, a Wasteland. Green, some other color. Cycle this. Right. I'm going to play a Wasteland out so that I can potentially Wasteland my Dryad Arbor if that's a thing that I end up having to do. Actually, I don't need to do this right now. Am I killing this Narset? I don't think I'm killing the Narset. I don't think I draw cards other than Sylvan Library. What are you targeting? You're targeting Force of Will. Am I casting another spell this turn? I guess regardless, I can just eat it. And then I think I let them have the Dryad Arbor. Like, it just goes to the graveyard. I'll get it back. Yeah, they might have to make that block anyway. I've already played a land, right? Yes. Ugh, excuse me. So if I play this, I have to leave down one of either Grove or Wasteland. So it's possible that I will make this play, and it results in my opponent being able to take my Dryad Arbor off the table. Elder Dragon Mystic, I just saw your post there. I think this is the best shell, but I'm not 100% sure because people are still trying new things that don't have a lot of testing yet. Like, for example, just the, like 3-color Cascade Rug deck that's popping up is a really interesting home for it, as is seeing it see play in Rug Delver. But I think Loam is like the easiest clear fit for it. All right. Sorry, I was trying to say that while doing other things. All right. So Ajani, Garruk, Vindicate, Charm, Deluge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last type. I missed last type. There we go. All right. So out, you board out the knights. You board out the Green Sun and the Maze. Green Sun gets very bad when you're boarding out most of your creatures, and you trim a Wasteland. So this is a sideboard plan that may not look like it makes a lot of sense at first, because you're boarding out your biggest easy kill them threat. But against Miracles, you're really looking to be a Planeswalker control deck that just outgrinds them with Punishing Fires. Yeah, Elder Dragon Mist. Oh god, this hand is so sick. So sick. I don't even know how I'm going to play it, but it's going to be good. I have a wealth of riches here. I'm going to get Forest here. Hedge around back to basics. And I'm going to lead on Chalice. It's hard to go wrong leading on any of these cards. Don't lead on Teague. That's not good here. But, Bob, Renin 6, and Chalice are all similar high-impact cards. But, going Chalice into Bob or Chalice into Renin 6 gives you a better chance of them actually being protected. I think this is going to get counterspelled. Nope. So that feels good. So I'll take that Baron War back, please. Oh, man. I have stuck my opponent with a handful of cantrips. Feels good. Let's get Bayou. It's possible Badlands is a better get here, but... it would be hard to lose this game at this point, yeah. So I think I would like to start by trying to resolve a Teague. It resolves. Alright. Let's just get a fetch land back then. Renin 6, new Deathrite Shaman. So I have green and black already. I should just get, Savannah here, I suppose. Jam a Bob onto the battlefield. It's turn 3. I have a Chalice, a Planeswalker, and 2 incredibly powerful creatures. I expect a concession here if my opponent can't answer one of these cards. Okay. So, our opponent brainstorm locked themselves, not anticipating Chalice coming down. That's what happens in case it was, not clear, because I didn't talk about it, but it was something, that was maybe not obvious, but likely. All right, chat, I'm going to take 30 seconds and run to the restroom before I go into round 3. We're having a good run tonight. Be right back. Yes, the Cardboard Live extension is up to date. You did not see Assassin's Trophy. You saw Golgari Charm. That is the Golgari Charm from the sideboard. Sound solid? We need a green source, but I think I'm still keeping it. Like we have so many hits for this hand to be absolutely spectacular. Also, I may have kept this hand thinking the Scrubland was a Savannah. I'm just throwing that out there. But I still would have kept it if I realized I didn't have the green source. So no regrets. This Chalice is probably going to be good against whatever my opponent is doing. Could be a combo deck, could be a control deck. Could even be a Delver deck. Nice. Nice. Unless our opponent has Grixis control and like K commands this Chalice, this game might be close to over. Alright, so either blue-black control or Grixis control or a bug control deck, something like that. That's fine. Might be weird to like say this, but I'm thinking about back to basics, and I'm thinking about whether or not I should just get Forest off of Windswept Heath. I don't think I'm going to, because I want to leave myself open to the possibility of drawing, like Punishing Fire and casting it next turn. But it's worth saying aloud. If I don't Wasteland, I can Teague and Loam next turn. But I think I'm going to just Wasteland. I want to try to constrict my opponent's mana. Since I've shut off the 1-drops, it's the expensive stuff that matters. So, like, I can keep my opponent off of the other Lily. I can try to keep my opponent off of Jace or something. Blast Zone's cool. So this will just, like, outright answer the Lily, even with nothing else. So I just go, like, Blast Zone, put a counter on it. It's at 2. My opponent's Lily is at 6. So I take it up to 2 this turn. They go up to 6. I take it up to 3 next turn. They go to 7, and then I can just destroy Lily with it. So if they don't have Wastelands, I have Lily answered. It's possible that playing out the Teague is better than keeping up mana for Blast Zone. But I don't know what to play around. Do you have Gurmag Angler, or was that a mistake? Smells like a mistake. this. I don't know if you can hear that, but my roommate is playing Dead Cells in the other room, and you can tell. You know, this is as fine a time as any to just, like, take this off the table, because I can take this off the table and then, like, do something else with my turn. That's A-okay with me. This is an abrupt decay. Okay. Yes, you can make me sacrifice my ooze. Oh, I see. It's for the discard mode. Yeah, that's fine. I will discard a land. Sorry, took me a second to figure out why they were doing that there. I guess I'll get red for Punishing Fire. All right. Opponent didn't play a Jace. I'm very happy to see that. I will probably just, like, work on wastelanding them into oblivion. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Let's take them off of red and force them to fetch red with this. And I think this is a Teague turn, so that they can't just, like, slam Jace on an empty board. The downside of playing Teague is that if my opponent draws K command gets Teague and Chalice, which is strong. Am I dredging? I think I'm dredging. It's okay against Storm. It's very bad against Sneak and Show. And I will offer the Teague up to a Snapcaster Mage. I'm not going to play scared. Do I just want to keep wasting, or is it time to just throw Knight in play? It might just be time to throw Knight in play, honestly. Like, Knight's a 4/4. Let's get a big boy. Oh wait, I can Loam as well. Of course, it doesn't really matter. Just gonna get back the wastes. Actually, I just want to get back one. I want to keep Knight a 4/4. I know I have this Chalice, but, like, there's a world where we run into, like, K command this, bolt this, and I don't want to live in that world. Ooh, Knight is big boy. Very big boy. Honestly, I don't think I want to cast Loam. I think I just want to leave up putting 2 counters on Blast Zone for Jace. Yeah, so, like, the thing against Storm is you're, like, surprisingly well insulated versus Goblins. Baleful Strix is fine. I have Cabal Pit in hand to answer that. This is match 3 of the 4-color Loam League. Nice. We plowed through the bad D&T League, and it was actually good. Like, we cashed that. And did some impressive things along the way. Alright. Grixis control. Alright, so in. Let's do it in order so I don't miss them. Last Hope, Ajani, Garruk, Kogari Charm, Vindicate, Deluge if TNN, Ley Lines if Heavy Angler. Unclear, so let's board in Toxic Deluge maybe. Out is 2 Knights, they're bad against Baleful Strix. 2 Chalice, Green Sun, Teague, and then I can board out more Knights or Scavenging Ooze if I want to board in the Deluge. I'm going to eat another one of these delicious, individually wrapped Japanese candies. They're little, like, lifesavers, but more delicious. Packaging's wasteful. Content's delicious. And Skype Master, thank you very much for following. I hope you're enjoying. I'm having a lot of fun tonight. I think I'm just going to submit it without the Deluge. Keep. No black mana. But, like, Punishing Fire plus Grove alone is enough to keep a hand. Like, this kills pretty much every threat they're playing, like Baleful Strix and Snapcaster Mage. It's just, like, incredibly potent. I'm a teacher, so I'm really happy to hear that. Like, I'm making legacy content for people to enjoy and learn from. That's why I kind of take the educational, spin on the channel here. Honestly, you mulliganed. I will 100% take a turn off to do this. Like, if you just kind of look at the texture of this hand, like, all I need to do is hit some black sources, and my end game here is going to be insane. So I think trying to, like, color screw and or, like, keep my opponent land light is going to put me into a very good position. Yeah, Inquisition me, that's fine. I'm going to wasteland you again. Like, you'll probably take my Chalice. So this is A-okay with me. Drawing a Wrenn in 6 would be hot. Although I don't know if I would wasteland or just slam the Wrenn in 6. That's tricky. I'd probably wasteland. Alright, that was expected. Surgical extraction on wasteland. I mean, like... Okay. No, they saw my hand from Inquisition. Not spooky. But also not like the biggest value play ever, right? Like it's obviously good for them, but they have 3 cards. Like after I play a land, they have 3 cards to my 5. Yeah, Lord Darkview, that's a good way to put it. It's a necessary play, but it's not really what they want to be doing, right? Like, they want to use Surgical Extraction to nug, like, the card Punishing Fire or Grove with the Burn Willows very specifically. So, like, they can set themselves up for, like, Snapcaster, like, Surgical Extraction, the Punishing Fire. Alright, I just need to draw some lands. My opponent's probably going to, like, load up on removal in the meantime, but I'm not in any hurry. I just need them to not drop Jace on this board. Jace on this board is quite strong. Okay, so you're going to Snapcaster Inquisition me. I mean, that's better than Snapcaster Surgical on this Punishing Fire, so that's fine with me. Their Snapcaster gets some value. Like, it's technically a 2-for-1, but it's not a long-term 2-for-1. Boy, when I have lands, it's gonna feel so good. I also shouldn't auto-yield because I want to return this Punishing Fire. Really glad my opponent doesn't have things to do. Oh, baby. We are off to the races. Not that I really expect this Bob to live. I expect it to immediately die. My opponent hasn't been doing anything, so like I feel like they have to have removal. Yeah. We'll try again. I don't expect this to live either. It might. But I'd be surprised. Yeah, so like, we play this, it probably dies, we play a knight, maybe that's the thing that finally sticks around. You know, they try to stabilize the board, and then I throw 2 planeswalkers at them with Punishing Fire backup. Derpa 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 derp. Alright, they have 1 card left. I'd really like a scrub land, you say? Hey, look, it's a scrub land. So I think I jam this first. And immediately minus it. That way I get value if they answer my cards and I get like a bob back. Like with a knight, if I play a knight and they bolt it, I get nothing out of that. And playing the lily also gives me the opportunity to like grow the knight to a reasonable size. Having a lily on board also makes things like Baleful Strix much less annoying. Alright. Good stuff. So knight is now a 4/4, so it's worth playing. I think this is close, but I think I just want to play this out. I value this card very, very highly, and I'd like it to be slightly more protected. Or I'd like to immediately get value out of it by like removing a Snapcaster or something. Obvious statement, but I feel great about my position. I'm hoping to draw a land so that I can go Vindicate and Bob if my opponent plays something cool. They drew 3 cards and then played Island. Okay. So they get back a Snapcaster. So I know they have Snapcaster as their 1 card in hand. If I can just play out this Ajani. Oh, this is going to be good. I think I'm going to speak for the trees, folks. I think that's happening. Let's take out the onboard black source. Alright. They were not willing to use Snapcaster Mage as Ambush Viper. So now I have Punishing Fire for the body side of the Snapcaster Mage. Oh, opponent, you really shouldn't have played out that land and, like, let me know exactly how safe I was. I don't know about that play. Life from the Loam. It's not exactly amazing currently. What am I doing with my turn? So I plus Ajani on the Badlands again. And I play Bob and hold up Punishing Fire. And Punishing Fire return. That's pretty good. Oh, okay. So I guess I can, like... just play out the Bob first. Now I can plus on Badlands. I didn't hold up Punishing Fire Return. I talked about doing it, and then I didn't. Oops. Why is the Loam bonkers? Like, I don't have access to a wasteland currently to, like, strip them off of resources. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just trying to understand your mindset. So the bingo portion is now over. We've moved on to another stream. That was for D&T earlier. It was a lot of fun. I think I'm going to leave that uncracked. With enough lands, the only thing I lose to is Blood Moon. Sure. I can see that. So now I can go Loam, play a land, Chalice, and hold up P-Fire again. I guess I'll just use this opportunity to get the Forest. Journey of Nemesis would be a little annoying if my opponent is playing that. So I can choose to... no, I'll get that lens. I'm so confused by my opponent's lines of play. Like, you should have a Snapcaster that you should be using. Did you shuffle that away? Did I forget about a Brainstorm? I think this should have happened end of turn. Oh, I thought he had 5 untapped. That's on me then. Mats, I was thinking about something random like a Spell Pierce that could interact with me on the stack, which is why I did it where I did. So I wouldn't say there's no reason, but agreed with the return before draw. Keep Vindicate? A Blood Moon. Hello, tree friend. Do I just want to make this knight big? Or do I want to take natural draws? I think I want regular draws. LOL! LOL! Your swap doesn't untap. I get Ren in 6. Attack you for 5. Shoot you. Keep land in hand for Mox Diamond reasons. Yeah, Mats, I thought about that too late, and I agree with you fully. Mats, I'd argue that like plussing and minusing end up putting him in the same spot, right? Because the Ajani still has to be answered. And like if the Ajani isn't answered, I Armageddon him. And with that many mana sources in play and all of his basics in play, like that is also game over. It's just game over in a different way. As long as I'm remembering that correctly, that Ajani is -7 specifically, so that I had the ultimate. Which I think it is. So Harry, while I agree with you, what if the game was 5% closer? You know, like you want to be making the best lines that you could be making at all times to like stay in good habits. And the things that like Mats is telling me are really fringe, but like he's been right on a lot of these because he has the hours in with the deck. He's gotten burned by a lot of the fringe things happening, so like he's used to playing around some of those fringe scenarios. JD, before we get started, just to like show you something, We had fun earlier. We had fun earlier. I'll be keeping this hand. Yeah, I like marginal lines are why a lot of content producers have jobs. Alright, I have no idea what parading with the Raptors means, but I'm imagining some really fanciful things. Ah, sports ball. That's way less fanciful than, like, the gay pride parade with Raptors that I was imagining. But your way sounds fun, too. It's really an interesting visual. Alright. So much for just planning on punishing firing the Delver. I guess I'm going to maze this Delver for a little while, and then hope not to get got by Wasteland. Ah. I see. Roger. You, too, are a man of class and taste. Alright, I should probably read the ultimate of this card. Yeah. So if I play something this turn, it just gets dazed. The problem is that if I play this maze, I'm just enabling the daze to be better. Which I don't like. I don't think recent Delver decks are playing Stifle. Because, like, you have to make room for Wrenn and 6 and or Arcanist. You've been stifled multiple times today. Well. Alright. I got nothing to say to that. Well, there's the Wasteland that I played around. And that is going to eat me alive this game. I think I'm just getting Delvered. So, like, there's this recurring Wasteland plus the days that I know about. At least my opponent's playing some bad cards in their deck, in addition to their good cards. So play around Wasteland. I need to play Verdant Catacombs this turn and pass. Just total rudeness, bolt me to the face. So I'm going to take 4 this turn, probably 5 this turn off Wrenn and 6. I mean, we could have potentially... Yeah, Stifle too. So I think I have to Punishing Fire kill the Delver. And I think I'm also going to need black, so I'm going to need Badlands. And, like, set myself up for some world where maybe something goes wrong and they don't decide to wasteland me. And I do things. Well, that's kind of a good draw. Okay. So I play Punishing Fire around days. And then I play Wrenn and 6 around days. So I go Punishing Fire, kill Delver. Wrenn and 6, kill Terramander. Then what? Alright, well, one step at a time. Let's see if we can kill the Delver. I should have done this on their turn, by the way. I was too busy wallowing in my own helplessness. Now it'll feel bad if I get pierced. Yeah, if they have another days here. It's rough. It's like my Badlands is gonna get wastelanded now. Oh yeah, I'm just dead to like Wrenn and 6 activations at this point. Alright, Rug Delver. Alright. So Swords of Plowshare seems good. Tabernacle seems great, great, great. Same with Charm. Deluge. Thalia Vindicate. Out will be Teague. Library not so great when they're hitting you in the face. We'll trim a Punishing Fire. The Green Sun. The Bobs. And Thicket, I think it's the last one. Thicket. Yeah, so if you want to like scroll over on Cardboard Live, you can read Blast Zone. So the way Blast Zone is worded is you pay XX to put charge counters on it, and it's 3 and X to sack it. Yeah. No worries. Shoutouts to my sponsor, or I guess more accurately, one of my sponsors, Cardboard Live, for making my life way, way, way easier. Keep. So I play a diamond. I'll junk this. I'll play a diamond. Well, should I even play the second diamond? I could, like, very safely wait a turn and then make that decision later. So that's Connor's board plan for the matchup. So I'm following what I've been told to do. But very open to critiques there. Well, normally I like to wait until I can, like, grow the ooze out of bolt range. We're already ignoring lightning bolt, so this is fine. This can get dazed, but daze will get something. It looks more like a blue-red deck splashing green than a regular rug build. I don't think you want to cut fires. I could buy that. Goodbye. So with Chalice on 1, if I can keep them off of a respectable amount of mana, I probably just win. Like, I just need to worry about something big and scary like a true name slipping through. Yeah, a Loam or a Ren and 6 probably ends this game. I think I boarded out my Bobs, so that's not a game over draw, but a card of that caliber would be. Honestly, a Knight hitting play after I get another land is huge, too. I have 4 lands in graveyard already. Alright, Matt, so I'll eat crow. There's a stifle. Where are they finding room in these deck lists? I don't understand. I'm not going to go, like, Dryad Arbor Beats deep here. I don't think I need to. Ooh, discarding Ancient Grudge. That's some value. This does mean with 1 land they can get out from under Chalice, which is strong. Yeah, I mean, that's what it has to be, right, Harry? Like, some of the things like Spell Pierce and then some of the flex threats just have to be gone. I'm actually kind of scared if they draw, like, a Trop. Because, like, they will presumably have a strong functional hand if they take this Chalice off the table. Oh, baby. Well, I thought I clicked 3. Grove, Wasteland, Wasteland. Okay, there we go. Oh, I pressed the second Wasteland twice, I see. You have a surgical for me? Force Pitch Delver. I accept this trade. We'll try again next turn. I was just trying to figure out what the pause was. Agreed. Surgical bad with Chalice. Oh, Cabal Pit? Cabal Pit. Wasteland Grove? I also think I'll Wasteland their Wasteland. Like, they can have one of my bonus lands, so I make it so that they never get to a real mana total. So let's get waste, waste. I think I'll take the scrub back. And I'll take real draws from here for a few turns. I have plenty of land drops to make. Opponent still can't cantrip with that island. There's the Trop, so Chalice of the Void is a goner. So is there Trop, though? So while that's still on the stack, and Stifle is not a thing, I will nug this. Although they can daze their own Ancient Grudge and pay, which would be kind of cute. Yeah, we have a fine Delver matchup. That's not anything to worry about. Surgically extract my life from the Loam. That's fine. So the thing is, I still have, like, Punishing Fire Grove and another Wasteland and a Cabal Pit in hand. Like, A-okay with you going down a card. So the cool thing is, like, I can still find a Wrenn and 6 and have Recursion of Wastelands, too, by the way. So it's not like that's just gone forever. Opponent shuffled with the Ponder as well. Alright, we have removal for days. You could probably write a small novel on what land is correct to play that turn, by the way. A Nimble Mongoose is really good against what I've got going on over here. The Delver, less good. And I'm just going to return this now. Like, if you got another Surgical, you can have my Punishing Fires. They'll have so much more removal. So are my knights boarded out? No, my bobs are. Couldn't remember which creatures I've boarded out. So a knight is a real big boy. Will completely invalidate what Mongoose is doing. Tabernacle would be fine. A Planeswalker would be fine. I don't think I'm going to send this Punishing Fire to the Dome here. Yeah, there's a Tabernacle. It's like we're playing Death and Taxes. I get to Rashad import them. It feels really good. They're down a lot of mana producing lands. Like they probably have one each of their duels left. Surgical extraction on Wasteland, like, okay. I guess they have to do that. Like, they're living in fear of Ren and 6. I'm starting to wonder if they just have 2 bulks. Like, do they have 2 bulks and this Fiery Horizon Canopy? Wonder if that's the case. Well, I wasn't planning on sending this at your Dome, but since you're using your Surgicals so aggressively on the mana denial portion, I guess I'll start trying to kill you this way. Nice. And it resolved. That's real cool. So let's just return this now while I know they don't have Surgical. We'll pass the turn. Knight threatening to be absolutely massive. Bolt me. Sure. Don't know that you're supposed to bolt me there. Like, if you bolt me, then you don't leave yourself with the line of attack Mongoose into Knight, I block. You bolt the Knight, you take the Knight off the table and buy yourself some more time. But maybe they think time isn't on their side. I just don't know that they have any outs to the Knight once I untap with it. Alright, and they're just done with me there. So Matt suggested not cutting any Punishing Fires. Which I can see. So we know they have Delver, Terramander, Mongoose, Ren, and 6. What would I want if I board this in? Or sorry, what would I not want if I board this in? Could like trim a Thalia. when I'm on the draw. Thalia is bad against Ren and 6. I agree that Vindicate is very slow. But I think I do want answers to Ren and 6. Like, that's something that kind of invalidates a major portion of my game plan versus Delver. Like, them just getting their lands back every turn, or continuously wastelanding me. That is bad. I think a Punishing Fire is better than a Thalia. And I think that's the only thing that I'm going to do differently. Like, I'm thinking of worlds where I want Ajani to, like, take out Ren and 6, but I think that's, like, going too deep into the think tank. Yeah, so you can usually cut a land, sometimes two, when you go to the sideboard games. But you can't get too much greedier than that. Yeah, sure. Like, Scrubland also casts the white cards, but, like, you need some number of bonus white sources outside of just the vegetables at times. I think I'm just going to go Windswept Heath pass. My opponent fetches, I'll fetch Basic Forest in response, I think. So, Thicket often gets cut for the post-sideboard games. Like, one cycling land is good enough in the 75. Or, sorry, in the 60. I'm thinking about just jamming the night. Because I can turn it into a 4/4 with fetch plus Mox Diamond. I'm going to start by seeing if I just get stifled. I do not just get stifled. So I'll get Forest. Hey, Romario, welcome. I'll play Badlands. Play this Mox. I think I just want to discard Barrenmore, honestly. I'll jam the Knight into a Daze, but play it around a Bolt. I am. I am currently looking for housing, looking to move up towards the tail end of July. Romario, I am going to be in your neighborhood for about the next 3 weeks, though. I'm doing Latin Academy again, so I'll be staying in Ashland, which is probably 20 or so minutes from you, for the next 3 weeks, starting on Friday. Steam, what are you doing? We don't need to restart the computer for updates now. Thank you, though. All right, force, pitch, spell snare. That's fine. Yeah, I will. So I usually get one evening off every Latin Academy. So maybe we can turn that into Legacy and a drink or something. We'll see how it works out. Got some killer food spots in the area, too. Super stoked about having Deluge as an answer to Mongoose. We'll be more stoked if they play second Mongoose into it. Kind of want to wait on the Deluge. But maybe I shouldn't. So, like, right now, I can play it around Days. I can't play it around Pierce. They're low on cards. Force is possible, but somewhat unlikely. I'd rather have the Vindicate around, though, for, like, a Ren in 6 that hits the battlefield. I also just think if I, like, point a Vindicate at Tropical Island, my opponent would just let it resolve. Like, yep, that's fine. I'm going to try to answer this now before my opponent has time to sculpt a hand that can protect it. We'll see if I get punished by Spell Pierce. Alright. Happy that's off the table. We'll see if they follow up by slamming a True Name. They didn't shuffle away anything with Flooded Strand, so that's kind of scary for me. True Name would be brutal. Alright, that's not the end of the world. It'll be Thresholded next turn, in all likelihood. Cindervines. Also, I really think they should have just Cindervines, and blown up my Mox immediately. let the record show, because it could have taken me off of white by doing so. No block, obviously, because they can just like crack Cindervines or their land and turn it into a 3/3. Note, punishing firing someone out while Cindervine's in play. Not the greatest plan. Just gonna throw that out there. So if they ever tap out, I will gladly use Vindicate on Cindervines. But I don't actually want this to leave the table right now, because like this is giving me white. So there's this weird world where like if they just decide to randomly Cindervines the Mox Diamond, my Vindicate becomes dead. But if I were to point the Vindicate at something, I want it to be the Cindervines. See the weird problem here? So I probably need to pull the trigger on a Vindicate. It costs me a life to do. But that's not going to change the clock. Everything they're going to do is going to be in multiple of 3s. What do you have for me, friend? Yeah. This is kind of why I didn't use the Vindicate as a bait spell earlier. Because I think it's just correct to let that resolve. I don't think it's in any capacity worth fighting over. My opponent doesn't have too many cards they need to fight over. It's like Knight of the Reliquary, Lily of the Veil. A Tabernacle's annoying, but like certainly beatable. Life from the Loam? That's not great with Cindervines around. Am I just Vindicating again? I don't even have a Wasteland to recur with Life from the Loam. Ugh. Like, I can Life from the Loam, Baron Moore, get a redraw, then still have 3 mana available to me. So BMC Grail, the issue there is the Cinder Vines, right? Because I still end up, like, taking 1 a turn to that plan. I'm trying to think if I have something better to play towards. I might have to go 3 mana Life from the Loam, Windswept Heath, fetch, Vindicate Cindervines. Ugh, everything's bad. Yeah, it is very much not a good position. Agreed. So let's cycle that. Not Dredge. That's a great draw. I'm not playing that into Daze. So I'm just going to go land pass. We have its 2 mana there. Oh, it's Brainstorm Thalia. I see. All right. So current plan is go for Dryad Arbor Thalia, ambush on Nimble Mongoose, try to get them to expend their mana/resources dealing with that, then resolve a Knight. That's the plan. And Nerf Blaster, thank you very much for your continued support. I'd do a longer and more drawn-out message, but the clock is getting low, and I'm trying to figure out how to wiggle out of this one. Ah. Wasteland, you say? That's not bad. I'm going to go to 6. Get the Dryad Arbor. See if I can get them to Wasteland it. I can. Okay, good. So now I think I go ahead and accept a Thalia chump block here. It frees up some of my opponent's mana, but it keeps me at 6, which is a very important number, because if I'm at 3, I can just die to a Bolt. Note again that if my opponent had like taken me off of white, my lines get so much worse. I assume this knight is a big. I didn't actually look. Yeah, it's a big. Force of Will's super bad for me, but I beat the soft permission. It's possible I'm just supposed to, like, Golgari Charm, deal with that. But I don't want to cast a spell if I can help it. And this grows the knight. This is going to be a nail biter. Chain of Vapor. I don't think I want to bounce your Cindervines that bad. You'll probably just redeploy it. Well, I thought that knight was in play forever. Clearly I was wrong. Alright, that's a little disappointing. I don't know that my opponent played particularly well. I don't think they understood 4-color Loam enough to realize, like, how good taking me off this Mox Diamond would have been. Like, I think they would have had a much easier time winning if they took me off this. As it would stand, the Cindervines did a lot of damage to me. Not a lot, like bolt-ish amounts, maybe bolt plus amounts of damage. Chain of Vapor. Well, if I'm going to drop a losing streak, I suppose it being to some non-traditional one of is a fine way for that to happen. Let's go into our last match of the night. I'll keep this hand. Let's go Forest Pass. Cycle Tranquil Thicket, end of their turn. Chain of Vapor. Ah. On the list of things that, like, was not at all on my... No, that's very good. Not at all on my mind. That's pretty far up there. I'll look forward to it then. Chalice of the Void tends to be good against Island. We'll see if that's really the case. Oh. 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 We are playing against Echo the Eon's Storm, possibly Reanimator as well. It might be like the pseudo Tin Fin's Storm thing that's running around. My opponent's doing a really good job of storming off without using any 1-drops. I liked my last hand better. Dude, my Tabernacle is gonna feel so good out of this sideboard. No Punishing Fire. There's no justice in the world. Alright. So definitely Mox. Throw away that. How do I stop from getting just aggroed out by this? So I can Green Sun Fatigue and stop the Time Spirally shenanigans. But that doesn't stop just getting aggroed out and dying. Can't cast the Green Sun for Dryad over here, unfortunately. See, this is the problem. Those cantrips that got stranded are now just going to be just fine. I mean, I'm obligated to make this block. If you can play 2 more spells, you get me. I think our opponent had an incredibly lucky start, for what it's worth. To be able to do that much through a Chalice is impressive. And they had to continue to hit LEDs as well. Alright, so Thalia seems good. Leyline seems good. Note, sideboarding is probably going to be a little loosey-goosey for this matchup. This one's not going to be in Connor's nice little guide for me. So I'm going to look at... I'm going to assume that, Tin Fins isn't going to be in here. Tin Fins is in here. So Tin Fins is Leyline, Thalia, Swords of Plowshares, and Vindicate. I don't know that Vindicate is going to be particularly good here. I can see the Swords of Plowshares being fine. Maybe Charm's not good enough. So, the Punishing Fires are not going to be good. I'm probably going to cut all of those. Maybe trim a Wrenn and 6. Maybe trim a Thicket. I would still need to make a bunch more cuts. So, not this, because that goes with that. Maybe both of those, then. Alright. This can't leave the deck. These can't leave the deck. Don't think these can leave the deck. Or these. I can maybe shave a Loam. Shave some Decays. Why? I can just let them have 2 cards with Narset. That's how I'll answer that card. Is turn 2 Lily good enough to keep? I don't really think so. I'm going to mulligan this. This is unplayable. I will keep this. This is a much stronger hand. Turn 2 Thalia as a play is much stronger than turn 2 Lily. Like, turn 2 Lily can enable some of their discard-based stuff. Like, sorry, some of their graveyard-based stuff. We are playing against a weird deck. It's like, kind of like Tin Fins. It's like Tin Fins and Bomberman had a baby. And ants. It was a weird threesome. But everyone was having fun. So I need black. I'm not going to get wastelanded. I don't have red in the deck, so it doesn't need to be Badlands. It can just be Bayou. Glad I could help. If opponent plays a non-basic, I'll wasteland them and play Bob. Otherwise, I jam a Knight. I might jam Bob anyway. Bob is a powerful Magic the Gathering card. I am going to play Knight here. Based on the texture of their hand, I kind of feel like they're on a Mentor draw. And against a Mentor draw, Knight for Tabernacle plus Wasteland seems kind of sick. And Tyler, thank you very much for following. I hope you're enjoying the content. It's been kind of an interesting evening thus far. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I think this is going to be... I'm thinking about whether or not I want to wasteland them. I think so. Rather... So I could just, like, wasteland them twice. Let them expend their resources doing whatever, and then get the Tabernacle the following turn, rather than this turn. So one way or another, this is going to happen. I don't have red in my deck. I don't have double black. I'll get the scrub. So, like, let's go and play out a Chalice. Show off the rituals and cantrips. I can knock them off of black or white. I guess I should knock them off of white for another mentor, but I guess it's kind of a wash. So, like, I'll waste you. I'll activate this. I'll waste you. I guess the Thalia can attack in. No, there's double block worlds. So now my opponent's just going to put whatever 1-drops they have under it. What is that? Is it a Teferi? That's a Teferi. Am I blocking this? I kind of want to block it. Because if I have another 1-mana cantrip, it forces them to, like, throw it away now, making another monk. I think it's probably fine to block that. Because I'm probably going to end up, like, getting rid of my own Thalia. Now I'm hoping for a land on my end. You know, technically, that's what I was looking for. So now I get to attack. Jump block is maybe not necessary, but probably wise. Oh, no. So, am I taking the Tabernacle right now? I don't think so. I think I'm going to get that in play. Ooh, a Fatal Push. It's real good with Chalice around. All right, Bob, what do you have for me? Land. Bob, you're so kind. It's even a land that grows Knight of the Reliquary. Excellent. So Knight is very large. attack them. And this is probably Tabernacle time. It could just be Cabal Pit time, though. Cabal Pit to mentor this turn, Tabernacle the following turn. I've talked myself into that. I'm walking a weird line right now. My own knight is starting to scare me. But I think I've stabilized the board enough. Teferi's a nuisance. Well, my knight's eating my lands. So that bounces the Chalice. Why do they not get black? They have the Fatal Push, right? They were supposed to get black to Fatal Push my dudes. I'm lost. Oh, maybe they didn't have black left. Hmm. Thinking about whether or not the Bob should attack. I'm trying to think about like how much damage Bob is going to do to me over the course of this game. And that's unclear. I think I'm just attacking with the knight. I think I want to get at least one more card out of Bob. No, opponent doing a real champion job of beating through Chalice here. Still shutting off the cantrips. Oh, fuck, I forgot to untap my knight. That may cost me a couple of points of life. Well, not really. Because, like, it's the same as, almost the same as blocking a monk. Like, it's definitely a mistake. But probably not a costly one. Alright, did not matter. So land. Lily. Minus. Work on getting those monks out of the way. Attack you. I think I'm gonna get there just fine. But opponent could do some weird things. And has done weird things. Whew! I get to play another game against this. So I think I'm going to change how I'm sideboarding a bit. I think now that I know that my opponent has a whole bunch of Planeswalkers, I want Punishing Fire. If my opponent's playing a bunch of Narsets, I like Sylvan Library a lot in class. Yeah, Spy, like, when you make enough circles around Legacy, you're going to encounter a lot of weird fringe things like that that end up being quite a bit of fun. This deck's really fun. Our opponent's deck is arguably more fun. It's close. So like, I can change some numbers around. I can have some more decays for walkers, but I'm kind of doing that with Punishing Fire while also kind of covering Mentor. Should I like split a decay and fire since I can't decide? Yeah, I could buy that. I could also buy that like my Scavenging Ooze or Knight should come out for just another piece of interaction. Keep. Although again, my opponent is like surprisingly good at playing around Chalice. You're just going to turn one Mentor me? That's what it's seeming like. Turn one Mentor me. Well, I will turn one Chalice you, turn two Edict you. Hope you haven't done anything else in the meantime. Good plan. I don't think this is a Wasteland immediately game. So I'll go Mox Diamond, discard Wasteland. I'll just like, actually, thinking about Echo of the Eons, I might want to like put a black source into play this turn. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, I Mox Diamond. It doesn't matter. Okay, well, I guess there's worlds where it does matter because, like, Badlands can't be gotten away with Night of the Reliquary. But, like, similar spots. So the answers to my stuff and their cantrips, which let them keep, like, chaining together with Mentor, are all at 1. So when I'm on the draw, putting it on 1 is pretty great. Alright, so now I can Lily minus, kill a monk, divert their attention, Chalice on 0, make it real hard for them to do things. It's not exciting. I'll level with you there. This is a very poor removal spell. But it's a removal spell that will also gain me 1 life. So now if I can draw an answer to the Mentor, I probably win this game. Again, they can still have the 3-mana Planeswalker idiots, but I've shut off a huge portion of their deck. Ooh! Ooh! This will answer the Mentor. That's fine. I mean, it takes me 2 turns, but it'll do it. Narset. It's a fairy. Sure, sure, sure. I'm a little surprised that I didn't see the Chalice on 1 bounce. Yeah, or bounce the Mox. I think plussing to fairy there was questionable, but they may just, like, have a kill in hand or something like that. And it's all moot. Do they know? Do they know what this card is gonna do? Don't think they know what's gonna happen. Or do they just, like, want a monk that bad? So I want to trade this for a monk. Just decrease the amount of stuff that I need to clean up afterwards. Well, that's a real good last card to have. This is silly. I like it. I don't know that it's actually good. It's gonna be good enough to beat me. How do they keep drawing LEDs? They're so good at drawing LEDs. Yeah, Legacy's weird right now. Tabernacle. Not Tabernacle. Womp, 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 womp. So, like, I can kill 2 mentors and a Teferi and then just die to the other whole bunch of monks. That's unfortunate. After all that, we just ended up 3-2 that league, which is a little sad because I felt like we played pretty well. We started off with a strong 3-0. I maybe could have taken some different lines in that last match if I knew a little bit better what their deck list was like. But they're different from the version that I saw running around earlier. The version that I saw running around earlier also had like Entomb in there, and it was like also like Entomb, Reanimate, Grizzlebrand shenanigans. It's also possible that I could have mulliganed more aggressively, or that I'm wrong and I should have been chalicing on 0 instead of on 1. But I'm not going to sweat the small stuff too much. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it up here, folks. This was a fun night. I don't usually play this much Magic in one night, but I had that other stream to finish since it crashed before, so, you know, c'est la vie, so it goes. If you're enjoying the content, please consider following or subscribing to the channel. It means a lot. I've seen a lot of support over the last month or so, and that's why I'm able to play so much great Magic. And if you're really enjoying, consider doing something like a donation deck list to really make the channel pop. I'm going to send you over to my friend XJ Cloud, who is playing some Death and Taxes. So cheers, folks. Have a great rest of the night, and enjoy this wild world that is Legacy.